Here, welcome to the other side of wrestling. Now, I'm hosting this show today because we've had enough of that has-been 80s washed-up Shadow the Hedgehog-looking motherfucker, haven't we? So today I want to be talking about the AEW roster, the wrestlers that I want to see go to AEW, and maybe we'll get through the entire thing without a single fucking Motley Crue reference, right? Hey, that's a good time. We don't need Rath here, so damn it!
I go back to get my title, and what do? Try to take over the show. Nobody wants to hear about you and your ECW reject friends and how, oh yeah, we need Bully Ray on AEW. We need Taz on AEW. Nobody cares about that crap. Other Side Wrestling, here we go. We're going to talk about the stars that could be making the transition. And I want to start it off right away with Samoa Joe. I think you've already got done everything that you need to do in the WWE.
Yeah, which ain't shit.
They're not going to put you on the champion. They're not going to put that belt on you, bro. It doesn't look like it. If I was you, I'd be seeing if I could get some of that Chris Jericho money over there at AEW.
Yeah, Samoa Joe would be a good one. Another guy that I think has every reason to jump, and I think could really add something, is Bobby Lashley. Because that's the one thing, if I'm looking at the roster, the current roster of AEW, it's a lot of high spot guys. And high spot matches are great, but if you put together an entire card that looks like a fucking stunt show, you get desensitized to it.
ECW.
So I think do not you dare blaspheme. ECW was head and shoulders above the pharmaceutically built bodies of the WWE back then. Anyway, but a guy like
stuntmen.
But a guy like Bobby Lashley would add that monster factor. He could help break up some of the high spot matches, and the guy can put on a great match when you give him the chance. His matches with Finn Balor, the run-ins he's had with Seth Rollins are truth to that sentiment right there.
Honestly, I would really like to see Johnny Impact. I know he's doing Impact Wrestling right now. Matter of fact, he is our champion, but I'm telling you what, I'd love to see him and Kenny Omega throw down Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, whatever. That guy's got a lot of skill, a lot of talent. I think he'd have something to add to that roster.
That's true. Another one which would be perfectly built for AEW, and I think they could have a lot of fun with, is Matt Hardy.
Yes.
WWE didn't seem to know how to handle woken Matt Hardy. Copyright issues aside there. But I think Cody Rhodes and, the people in charge there at AEW, I think they could really appreciate and embrace an off-the-wall character with great wrestling ability. And speaking of Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt would be a perfect fit for AEW, and something's got to happen because I don't know how the WWE would ever salvage that character. Which is too bad. He was a great character.
Shinsuke Nakamura, I really just don't know what more they're going to do with this guy. And he's got to make it back. Oh, man. To see him on that stage with the rest of the AEW roster that they got now, I just don't see. They give him the United States Championship for a second. They take it away. I mean, the guy's just kind of floundering around. I think he deserves him and Bobby Roode. I mean, give me a break. That guy used to have the entire stadium singing along with his music. He didn't have any lyrics at the time. But, I mean, everybody, bruh, was into Bobby Roode. And now he's, running around a Congo line, doing some tag matches and stuff like that. Man, I think he'd do a lot better over at AEW. Could even be the champion.
Yeah, quite possibly. But let's get away from WWE guys that could jump ship. Because there are a lot of great wrestlers out there that aren't a part of the WWE that would be good additions to AEW.
Like?
Well, how about the Briscoe brothers?
Most definitely. I mean, they've had plenty of matches with the Young Bucks. I think they should be in there as well. I'm actually surprised they're not there already.
Me too. And what about Rob Van Dam?
Clock's still ticking. I mean, they got till May.
Yeah, what about Rob Van Dam?
There we go, ECW.
He's an older guy, but he can still move. And I mean, you can't tell me that Rob Van Dam and Kenny Omega couldn't have a match, or even Chris Jericho couldn't have a match that would burn the house down.
Agreed.
You know,
I
he's
am a
still
huge
got some in the
Rob Van
tank.
Dam, RVD.
Yep.
Mr. Monday Night. One of my most controversial ones that I would really like to see make it into this roster somehow, some way. I've always been a fan of him, even though he says he's done with wrestling forever. But I'm like, if you really have beef with Vince McMahon and Triple H, wouldn't you want to just stick him a little bit more with a part-time contract? Maybe like Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar can't roll a whole program. He only wants to show up for a couple events. CM Punk. I mean, I know AEW supposedly already talked to him. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll tell you what, offer the guy a little bit more money. Even if he's just a commentator for a while, maybe he just does a couple matches. Well, you used to tell me, CM Punk, you're going to commentate for some other people, you're going to continue doing your fighting when you can get a huge payday. I mean, look at what Chris Jericho got. Chris Jericho got paid. EAW paid. So I'm just saying, a CM Punk pipe bomb in there, oh, that would be perfect. That would be like Scott Hall walking in to WCW and firing up the whole NWO, in my opinion. It would be that big. CM Punk for life, bro. Come back. What about Austin Aries? I mean, this guy's got incredible skill in the ring. He could have a lot to add to AEW. I mean, it's just, there's so much. I would love to see the Usos and the Young Bucks, to be honest. I know I go back to WWE, but I've been a huge fan of the Usos, and I would love to see them take on the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I think the Usos will pretty much run their course, because sometimes you don't have to be disgruntled to move on. Sometimes you just get done everything you need to do. Usos are multiple-time tag team champions. They've faced basically everybody worth facing. There's a couple of new tag teams up and coming, you know, Heavy Machinery doing their bushwhacker stick, you know, that was super entertaining.
You could recreate yourself in AEW, because I don't care how much Titus O'Neil can walk into a ring normally. Ever since he slid for 6 miles under that ring, he ain't never gonna live that down.
That poor bastard. Yeah,
So
he's definitely
that's someone, please release me and let me go to AEW.
Yeah, he could benefit from a change.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I kind of put them together since they were working together a lot. But man, I see that they could do a lot in AEW.
They could do a lot, but, you know, with both of them going to be
especially to continue the feud with the List.
But both of them going to be returning soon from injury, so I personally got to see what WWE does with them. I think Kevin Owens would still be at the top of the card had he not been injured. So I think the jury's still out, because I think the WWE needs a heel, the caliber of Kevin Owens right now in their programming, especially on SmackDown.
Yeah. And then one more dream person I'd have to say, because I don't think he's renewed his contract, would have to be AJ Styles. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that Brock Lesnar may be fading his way out of WWE and headed over to AEW. You don't want Brock Lesnar. If you can get somebody, you want to get AJ Styles, because it'd be really cool to see him with the Elite hanging out together again one more time. I think that'd be spectacular. Brock Lesnar would be a waste of time.
Well, you know, that's, you know, possibly, but Brock Lesnar, you got to admit, he's an attraction. That's why the WWE's paid him what they've paid him. People show up to see his matches.
Throw your comments underneath, bro. Who else should we throw in AEW?
Oh, yeah. And speaking of comments, I'm sure Raven does want his gimmick back.
This is Rath.
I'm Victor.
Other Side Wrestling. We're out.